Welcome to the 2026 Grand Lodge of Texas podcast presented to you by the Committee on Communication. We're glad you joined us as we jumpstart our 2026 podcast, commencing with the leadership of the Communication Committee. We appreciate you tuning in and hope you enjoy the variety of topics discussed.
Welcome, brethren, from our committee leadership with the chairman, Michael Cody, and the vice chairman, Mike Mistry, and it is a pleasure to serve on this committee. I would first introduce officially our chairman, Michael Cody. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself, what brought you into Masonry?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, James. As you said, my name is Michael Cody, and I'm a past master of Stockyard Lodge number 1244 in Fort Worth. I was raised in Glenrose Lodge number 525. That's my family lodge. My father was a member there. And I was raised in 2018, but truthfully, my Masonic journey didn't really start then. It started in 2012 when I was initiated into the Order of Demolay in Legacy Chapter in Midlothian. And ever since then, I've remained active as a member and an advisor and a state staff member, and am a strong supporter of the youth organizations ever since. Most people might recognize me as being a musician alongside my dad, who's a proud Texas Mason, and we've played many Masonic events through the years. I also dabble in some fraternal newsletters within the York Rite. I'm a very proud York Rite Mason. Professionally, I am a middle school educator with a degree in political science, so I definitely believe in the value of education, both in society, in schooling, and within the fraternity as well. But additionally, since I was 14, I've been playing music. So the whole father and son thing with music, it's far outside the fraternity. We've been blessed to be able to do it together for many years. But I did just wrap up 3 years of service on the Youth Activities Committee as vice chairman. And I'm very excited for my new chairmanship and committee assignment here with you guys. And I thank Grandmaster Rumsey for his confidence and look forward to serving.
Thank you, Brother Mike. I tell you what, I have the greatest appreciation for our Grandmaster for appointing you as chairman, and you're already done a phenomenal job in preparing for your term here. But I've also seen you preside at several Masonic bodies, and I am very impressed. The lessons that Demolay has instilled in you, and I'm very, very proud to be your friend. And Brother Mike Mistry, our vice chairman, what a great selection from our Grand Master. My friend, would you please tell us something about yourself?
Sure. Thank you for that introduction, Brother James. My name is Mike Mistry. I'm a past master of League City Masonic Lodge number 1053 here in League City, Texas. My Masonic journey started back in 2012 as well. I was initiated in Victoria number 40. I used to live in Victoria at that time, so I know a lot of those Victoria guys. And then subsequently, right after initiation, I moved down to the Webster area. And my secretary in Victoria, when I told him I was moving to Webster, he's like, I think I might have a great lodge for you that you would be a great fit at. And he suggested League City. And I will forever be indebted to him for giving me that suggestion. And that's what made me enter the League City chapter of the Freemasonry. And I've been active ever since. I served a couple of years as a treasurer after I got raised. And I served as past master there in 22-23. Right after that, I got the DCO place for District 31A. So I've been doing that this would be the third year going. And I was able to bring in a district level trestle board, which we always kind of did at the lodge level in League City, and it was pretty successful. So just implemented that on the district level, and now, at least in 31A, I don't believe out of the 6 lodges anyone can say I don't know what's going on. If at all anything, it's over communication, not under communication. Last year, I did serve on the bylaws committee under Most Worshipful Raven Reader. And Right Worshipful Rumsey back then had gotten in touch saying that I think I might have a better place for you that kind of is right up your alley. And he offered me the vice chair position this year for this committee. And I'm looking forward to working with Brother Cote you, Brother James, and rest of the committee members.
Oh, that is fantastic. One of the parallels that I see between the three of us that we were all involved at some stage or another, communicating to our lodge members via electronic trestle boards, etc., and uniting them in a district fashion, uniting them in a group of lodges, chapters, councils, commanderies, etc. And that is one of the reasons I'm really excited about working with you two brethren this year on this committee. What a tremendous opportunity. On that note, Brother Chairman, I would like for the viewers to get a feel for the areas of improvement on this committee.
Sure. Well, without a doubt, I do concur with the vice chairman. There's no such thing as over communication. There is a great deal of focus if we ever see under communication. So this virtual discussion and podcast idea was given to the committee. However, the biggest weakness that I have found so far, and we've already made leaps and bounds to improve them, including with the recent resolutions at the Grand Annual Communication, was there was such overlap between the communication committee, the internet committee. Now there is a audio and video committee. We have renamed one to technology committee, as well as getting the messages and newsletters through the Grand Secretary's office. So there is a lot of back and forth going on, and I've already been in touch with several different committee chairmen, and we're looking at how we can divide and conquer to make sure that no one steps on each other's toes, and we continue getting the words out to our lodges and the constituent members of Texas Masonry.
That is fantastic. It sort of led into my next question for you and for Mike, is on what we can do to make that communication more fluid. You've already addressed that with the Grand Secretary communicating, etc. Mike, your take on the steps that you envision we're going to make to have that communication more fluid throughout the state, since you've had experiences in your MWSA district.
Yes. So to me, it seems like, there's a lack of activity. It's just the lack of showing what's going on. And that runs pretty similar either on district level or on Grand Lodge level. So the whole vision and the hope is, along with Brother Cote here, is that we are able to portray that out in a very clear and smooth fashion where people can follow it. So there's tons of activities happening throughout the state, and people are hungry to find out about it. But just getting that information to the people, to the brothers, is a little difficult. So we need to, we are working on a plan that would level that out and make it easier for things to be going down the line.
Closer question. I like to call it closer question. First to you, Brother Chairman. What are you and we as a committee most excited about this new Grand Lodge year, and what role are the members of the Grand Lodge playing, just us in this committee, to achieve that?
The answer to that question is we are going to not be a committee that works solely by ourselves. There are some committees that they are designed for just that. We have great potential, but we are going to take a more digital approach with this. We see it all over. I mean, media outlets are nothing but digital. Schools, to a certain extent, are becoming nothing but visual and digital. And that's the way communication spreads nowadays. It is. We still use the term newsletter, but in reality, it's not a letter that gets mailed to you. It's all emailed, or it's published through a website or a link. And we're going to take that approach as well, while working with the technology committee and the audio and video committee, where we're going to be able to collaborate for not only graphic appeal, which I know that they have superb expertise, such as the slideshows that we saw this last week at Grand Lodge and the installation with all the great strategies they have in place. So I do think that that's the best approach that we're going to take into 2026 under Grandmaster Rumsey's leadership. We want to be able to communicate clear and concise, but also have a level of fun with visual graphics. Most recently, we saw quite a bit of that during Right Worshipful Billings' year when he served as Grand Master. And there are several things that I would like to model after that year, and likewise several things that I think we can change to adapt to the more youthful membership that we've seen even since his tenure in office.
Magnificent. Brother Vice Chairman, Mike Mistry, same question from your perspective, specifically your vision for, as Vice Chairman, for your collaboration with the other members of the committee and members of Grand Lodge. How do you see this progressing for this committee this year?
So I think we are sort of a funnel, right? Everything that goes on at Grand Lodge, we are the frontline soldiers that everything has to kind of funnel through the communications committee and go out there. So cooperation from everybody is very well expected, and I think we shouldn't have any problems getting that. I hate to sound like the broken trumpet, but momentum is happening. Visibility is what's lacking. So if there's a way we can figure out a way we can show what is happening, that is the whole intent of this podcast also to start with. And that would be my focus, is getting the word out there.
Fantastic. I want to thank you both for inviting me to help facilitate this communication, this video broadcast, this podcast, to get the word out to the brethren. I feel honored to be associated with you two gentlemen, and I look forward to a great year, a great series of podcasts. And let's, in prayer, when we leave here today, in prayer, let us lift up our Grand Master, our Grand Lodge officers, and our committees in this committee, and beg the Grand Architect of the Universe for an absolutely fantastic year, that in all those things that we do meets with his approval. Thank you, gentlemen, for being so professional, for being the voice of this committee, and I look forward to great things. Thank you. We will sign off, and until our next episode, this is James Kirkpatrick with Mike Mistry, our Vice Chairman, and Michael Cody, our Chairman.